Hey guys, this is Darren Stevenson back with another video. This might feel a bit premature, but one thing I was wanting to talk about is our current state of the game. Is there a need for a ban list for when it's due? So I think what I want to do now is just to give yourselves like a bit of picture of why I think this is like premature. Is have a look at like the ban list date and see when we're supposedly getting like a list. Right, so we're on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Suspended card list. Ban list, and as you can see, we're not due a ban list until January 21st at the earliest. Why do I want to talk about it now? It's because like I don't think anything in particular is just gonna like change the state of the game, so I don't feel like there's any means for like not talking about it now. We have a YCS this weekend, but I'm not sure if anything will like change or make the format like any different. And basically, I just want to talk about whether I think we need a ban list right now. Like, do we actually need one? Does the game right now need it? And I think like the short answer is like no. I don't think the game is like broken to the point that it like needs a ban list. I think like the format right now is like genuinely fine. Like you can play like a good variety of decks. The meta is quite diverse. I personally prefer like one deck formats, but for like people out there might prefer like a variety. You can still play like a number of decks. Like, and the only deck that might seem particularly unfair is like the Rongo combo deck. But if you compare it to like other combo decks that we've had in the past, like Spiral and Goki, it really isn't that great in comparison. Like, its win condition isn't even an auto win a lot of the time. It's just an auto win if you manage to get 6 materials, and that bear in mind that that'll go like uninterrupted. And even if it gets 5 materials, you can play a deck like Skysetter or Altergeist, which can just like cope under a 5 material Rongo, and it isn't like that great of a win condition, but it's still an alternative to play because like in a typical combo deck in this era of Yu-Gi-Oh, sure, I guess it's not like the healthiest thing, but typically combo decks of this era do just win turn 1 going first by pushing through X number of hand traps, and then going second it has a really high ceiling so it can like kill your opponent. So we'll just have to evaluate that particular issue, and is that deck like a problem for the format? I don't think so. Like all it does really is just like encourage you to put hand traps in the main deck, which you can choose to not even do, and you can just ignore it, because at the end of the day you only lose to one deck if you don't main deck hand traps, and that's if you lose the dice roll for a start, and you also have to make the choice to not main deck hand traps, and the control decks naturally do just play hand traps anyway. So and I don't think the combo deck is that insane to the point that it can play for a 1 hand trap. Like, sometimes it can. Like, I'm not like saying it's like absolutely terrible deck. It by all means can play for 1 or 2 hand traps, and that just randomly happens, but it's not like Goki mental. Or without Firewall, the combo decks just don't really seem that like ridiculous. So that's the short answer. If I wouldn't be totally like heartbroken if we didn't get a ban list, because the state of the game is fine. However, I feel like the current format has felt like it has been going for quite some time, to the point where it kind of feels a bit stale. We've had the same format since Soul Fusion, with the introduction of Thunder Dragons. And sure, we've had ban lists in between then, but really we've just had the same decks ever since. Even since the 200th, we've had like, even before Soul Fusion, we've had decks like Sky Striker, Goki and Altergeist, and only just recently we've sort of got rid of Goki, but you can still play Goki because it has the alternative win condition of Rongo, and you can choose whether to play a 40 card Rongo Goki list or a 60 card Rongo list. So it kind of feels like the deck hasn't even left because it just changed its win condition. And for me personally, I just like to keep the game fresh, and I like to keep the game rotating so it doesn't get stale, because we've had Sky Striker for God knows how long. Like, we've even had Trickstar Sky Striker, and I don't even want to get into that. But in terms of like having Sky Striker as the best deck, I felt like we've had it since like Hey came out, maybe. So even like August or September time. And that's just far too long. Now that we're in January, I feel like the only reason why we would need a list is to just promote like change in the game, just because we've been playing the same shit for like God knows how long. And I can imagine a lot of people are just getting particularly bored. And that's probably why people are like piping up on like social media saying that they want a ban list, because I don't blame them. Like, it's coming soon. People automatically just like want a ban list just to fix some issue that they think there is with the game. And yeah, people always just want a ban list just for the sake of a ban list, but honestly, I don't think the format needs it. But in terms of like a business perspective, you want to keep people entertained when we play this game because we enjoy the game, and we're not going to enjoy the game if we're just playing the same like deck every weekend. Unless like, you enjoy that, that's fine. But some people just like a bit of variety. And now we can look at it from, like I mentioned before, the business perspective. We're coming up to a new set, which is Savage Strike, which comes out the weekend of YCS Chicago. This set, I don't think, changes the format too much. It really depends on the OCG exclusives, but to my knowledge, the only cards that'll change like the meta are the Wolf that could be like a new normal summon in Thunder Dragons, and that pot that makes all the guys like more consistent, more powerful. But again, it doesn't really change the format, it just makes the decks in the format potentially better. And for me, that's not what I want. I kind of just want to play something new, and which is my next point. So coming out a couple of weeks after that, the week before YCS Dusseldorf, is the Structured Deck Soul Burner, which has this new archetype called Salamangreats, which are taking over in the OCG right now and look like to be like the new tier 1 sort of deck or whatever. But my issue is, this deck came out after a initial OCG hit, so I feel like in order to sell this product that they probably need to hit the format, because I think the decks currently right now are probably better than them. I'm not sure because they never really gelled in the same format, but I'm not sure how this deck would be better than Sky Striker, because Sky Striker is probably one of the best control decks we've ever had, and that definitely needs a hit just to promote the product. So there's a whole range of different like point of views you could take from this. So I'll just go through what I've already said. So I've talked about, do we need it from a healthy standpoint? No, I don't think so. I think the format's fine. Do we need it from like an entertainment standpoint? Absolutely. The decks, honestly, just like, I'm just so bored of them. They've been going on for so long. Like, I just keep changing every weekend because I just want to like feel like I'm playing a different like game again. And then also a business perspective, if they feel like they can't sell these products without changing the format, then potentially they won't. They potentially will hit it. Maybe they won't have a ban list before Savage Strike because they want to promote this set with the Wolf in the pot, so they'll keep Altergeist and Thunder Dragon still meta, so it'll promote this set. And then after YCS Chicago, maybe they'll think about hitting stuff so they can promote this set. But there's also one other point of view that I want to look at, that like my point of view as a competitive player. So just going back at the date here, it's January 21st, but the issue is it's no earlier than, so we can get a ban list any time after that, and typically we don't get it on the date where it comes out, we get it like weeks after. But the problem with that is, I really want to just start testing as soon as possible because of YCS Chicago. And I'm unable to do that because I don't know what the meta is. So I'm here left to just assume that I can make like sort of like calls of what they're going to hit. Or I just have to like not make any predictions and just play with the current list I have now. And then also look into like what Savage Strike's going to offer to the current meta. And then test. So I'm investing a lot of time into doing that. But then it can happen, like it's happened twice now where we've had a ban list the Friday before an event, like not the Friday before but like the week before, so essentially we've had a week to prepare for an event, which I don't think is enough time at all, especially with people that work and have like other commitments. I don't think that's an awful long time to like feel like that you've got the best deck. And for me personally, I don't think it's enough time either. Like I really want as much time as possible to perfect my craft and to do really well at the event, and to have only a week. Some people can handle that sort of like stress, I guess, but I personally just find it really difficult to have like a few days to prepare for said event, and plus that you're traveling on the Thursday to the event as well, and you're forced to play there when, like, I know it's not really a holiday, but you kind of want to treat it like a holiday because you're going away to see your friends, and it's friends that you haven't seen in such a long period of time that you want to socialize with them, but instead that you're forced to commit to testing Yu-Gi-Oh! To try and win this event, because at the end of the day, you go to an event from a competitive point of view, you want to win the event, so you're just going to want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Until you've perfected a deck that you think's good for the event, and then you just lose out on seeing those friends that you only see at those YCSs, and you won't see them for like God knows how long. Like as a European player, you might not see them for a couple of months. As an American player, you might see them next month, so it won't be that bad, but it's still like a bit frustrating. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that we're in need of a ban list right now? Is it something that the game needs? Those are the perspectives that I've given you. I personally would love to see a ban list, but just because I want to see change, not that I think that the meta right now is particularly bad. It's fine. There's nothing unfair. Like there is stuff that's unfair, but it's not like can't play the game sort of like unfair, I guess. Like Rongo, like I said, yeah, it is strong, but it's not like problematic like Firewall was when it was making decks like Goki just so ridiculously good. There isn't a deck there right now that's just the outright best deck that's causing like loads of issues like Goki and Spiral was. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to check out more of my content that's hovering around me. Ooh. And also, do you like pretty cards like these? We'll get them even cheaper at Jacob's eBay store with promotion coupon, you guessed it, MAXC5. Follow the URL link below in the description, which will take you to his eBay shop, and the offer will already be applied. So just spend over £5 and you'll be given 5% off your next order. So be sure to click the URL and have a check of your store and see if there's any shiny cardboard that you want to purchase for yourself. And for now, here's a picture of my cat sleeping.